welcome back, guys. And yeah, now that there's no more fireworks and there's no more noise. I mean, there's not much noise in the neighbors, houses. I can finally post, and by the time you're watching this, or what time zone you are in, it's probably gonna be in the night, probably in the morning. But I'm posting it. So yeah, we're posting. What if Deku had the Ope No Mi fruit? And I think, oh yeah, I remember that I got that the thing wrong. When I titled it, I put I titled the Ope Ope No Mi wrong. So and I also forgot that you have to put your hand up and say room for like the space to open. So I kind of forgot about that too, but I'm gonna correct that. So, with that out of the way, let's begin this what if. Alright, so I forgot to say that basically, I'm still doing what if Naruto at an end, but at a later date. So, yeah, I got a lot of, thinking done about that what if, and I haven't wrote a script because, I don't write scripts, but I've got an idea on what to do in that story, like the plot and stuff like that, where it's gonna go. So yeah, enough about that. Let's begin. So we skip to 8 years into the future. We see Deku, in an underground lab or dark, underground lab, which seems to be where he is most of the time, besides from experimenting on people and stuff like that. And basically, Deku is experimenting on another. He basically is making artificial people, and he sees souls, and he sees various souls, and he just plops them, inside of these artificial bodies. And these bodies are very bulky, some are very fast, some are very strong, and basically Deku refuses to use quirks for anything at all. He's not splicing DNA from one person with a quirk and putting it into the artificial body. He's not doing none of that. So basically what he does is that he modifies the artificial body with purely science. And he sees various souls that have hatred for heroes and stuff like that, and they're very knowledgeable, so he puts them in those artificial bodies and they join him. So now after that scene, we skip to Deku and a girl. Deku and a girl, in a cave, in a alleyway, and we see them. They're killing a hero, and the hero begs for mercy. However, Deku puts his hand out and says room, and then a space appears, and then basically he takes out his sword, and basically just replaces the person's leg. Replaces the person's leg with his head, and the person just dies. He's done. So then Deku basically smirks as he then says, "A job well done," as the girl, the unknown girl, was which seems to be working for Deku, took out the other low rate heroes that were backing the strong hero up. So basically then Deku smiled to her, and then basically the unknown person took took her hood off and says, "Thank you, Doc." And basically he said, "Oh, see that I made up I'm probably gonna ship her with Deku, or if you like, I could probably try, at making a harem. I mean, a villain harem, because I'm adding more seeds in the series, so, some of them are gonna be boys. I mean, I'm having, a reverse harem, obviously. Uh, you know, so yeah. Anyways, yeah, her name is Hana Fukumoto, and Deku basically saves her mother from an illness, because her mother was quirkless, but basically her mother was quirkless, but she was not. I mean, her mother was quirkless, but she was not. She had a quirk, so none of the people in the like all the people in the hospital refused to treat her mother's illness, which was very curable. I mean, they had a cure for the illness, but they refused because she was quirkless. And in this world, it's more 10% of the population is quirkless, so they have a more they despise quirkless people more, so they refused to help her. And then Deku came across her, and the girl, Hana, Hana was crying. Deku being still concerned because at this time he was about 7 or 8 at this time. So, he still has some humanity back. I mean, he still has some humanity. So, he's not that far gone yet. So, he asks her why she's crying, and she tells him because of her mom. And, long story short, Deku healed her mom. And that, that Hana feels in depth to Deku. And, as payment for what he's done, she joined Deku's mission, because she's seen it firsthand about how people act with quirks. And it's not even the people are bad, it's just that they kind of brainwashed by their quirks. So yeah, so now we go back, we go to the present, and basically Hana smiles back and says thank you. So then, she puts her back on as they basically, escaped. They escaped. Deku finding more, analyzing people's quirks and stuff like that. And now we go back to them at the lab, as basically, Hana says to Deku, what are we doing next? And Deku basically thinks, I'm gonna have to start actually trying to, get rid of quirks now, because before he's been preparing, but he hasn't actually, done anything. He hasn't made any inventions to even take quirks or anything like that. He's just been, building an army, if you think about it from an outside perspective. So then Deku said to Hana, to answer her question, was to eliminate the quirk from people's DNA. And Hana was confused by this. DNA? As Deku would explain that, when you have a quirk, and the people with quirks and the quirkless have different DNA, and their DNA looks different. Say if somebody has a mutation quirk, their DNA would look more like the animal that they're mutated as. However, if once we get rid of this, once we get rid of that DNA part, that part of the DNA, and then replace it with the human part, or the quirkless DNA, then we will have a bunch of people that are normal, and our hierarchy-based society won't be like that anymore, Deku says, explaining that to Hana, and Hana being satisfied with that answer. So, basically, Hana asked if she could be of any use, and then Deku pats her head and says, oh, don't worry, Hana, you already been a great help to me. I would have never gotten this far if it was only me by myself. And Hana kind of blushes at this, and basically she thought, wait, he complimented me, and she basically zones out for a second, and Deku's confused, and he snaps his fingers for the Hana's eyes and said, "Hey, are you awake? You kind of zoning out on me there." And then she snaps out of it and apologizes. So now we sip to Deku, making more artificial, more artificial people. Artificial people, putting those souls inside of them. And Deku has kind of modified his body some, and he's kind of made some pills that could change how he sleeps. So basically, if he sleeps for 1 hour, he can get the full 8 hours of sleep. So it cuts his time. It cuts his sleeping time. It doesn't really, but it allows him to do more experiments and operations on people. So Deku thought that if he could cut on sleep, he could probably become stronger. Like his team would get stronger. So now now we skip to a couple more days after the whole incident. The whole thing with Deku and Hana. And basically Deku and Hana are on another mission, and this time they see they're looking out for stronger heroes to basically take away their quirk and basically they want to see if it actually works, and they're aiming for stronger heroes, and they know that they want to test it out if it's true or not. So Deku captures a strong hero. The heroes are strong, but the hero's not that strong. So he's strong enough to where he's not kind of a low rated hero, but he's not strong enough to make it into the top 10. He's more top 30ish. So you're more the number 30 hero. So so he gets caught by Deku and Hana, and basically Deku wants him alive. So when Deku says room, he basically replaces his legs with his arms. So now because this hero is not very not very strong, and his coordination not very good, because if you were to walk on your hands, if you're not an acrobat, or if you're not athletic, you're probably not gonna make it that far. So he falls over, and then Hana knocks him out, and Deku says, "Great work. Now all we have to do is just drag him back to the base." So there's they're walking, and they make it there, and basically Deku says room, and he's trying to see if room could actually go and basically replace his DNA with another human, and another human basically. And it worked, because basically they made an artificial human that doesn't have a soul in it, so they won't feel any pain, because Deku's not that far gone yet at this point, so he's doesn't like to hurt people that much, unless he it's either a hero or somebody with a strong it's either a selfish hero or heroes in general. He doesn't really care for heroes. And so basically it works, and the person's unable to use his quirk. So basically to test this, they set him free, and Deku replaces his arms and legs back, because I'm pretty sure he could do that. So basically, Deku, Deku, Deku basically tries, like, Deku stops using room after that, and the first thing that he does, instead of running away, he tries to attack, Deku, because the number 30 hero probably thinks, wait a minute, this kid just stopped using this quick, so maybe if I attack him, he won't stand a chance. And then, as soon as he stops thinking, because Deku basically made some sort of, makes some sort of electricity and basically destroys his organs. And basically, as, that number 30 hero, or whatever his name is, basically just falls to the ground, dead. And then Deku said, it looks like I made a mess again. And basically, Deku asks Hana if, she could clean that up. And Hana said, oh, sure thing, Doc. And yeah, she cleans it up. And Deku then smiles and thinks, yes. Finally, I'm one step closer to ridding the world of quirks.